Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Siemens WG44G209GB washing machine. And what I want to do today is to show you around the washing machine some of the features and benefits that it offers. Just before we start, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. What I do is I talk about household appliances, do specialise in vacuum cleaners, and there's an old bit of tech in there as well. Now this time we're recording in August 2022. This is part of Siemens' brand new range of washing machines. The main difference compared to the previous year's range are the look of the appliance. I must say I love the styling of this. The whole design, and when you compare it to the previous range, it does make some of them look a little bit dated now. But the other main advantage is the energy rating on these. People are getting a lot more energy conscious when it comes to especially things like electricity costs. At the moment in the UK it's gone through the roof, but I'll cover that a bit more in a moment. There are quite a few different machines that Siemens offer within this IQ 500 range of washing machines. For the purpose of this video, this is the 9kg machine, and also it has a maximum spin speed of up to 1400. Now one of the really important things when you're buying a washing machine are to check the dimensions on the washer. As far as things like the width and the height, they tend to be pretty standard. So on this machine the width is just under 60 centimetres or 23.5 inches. And as far as the height, you're looking around 84.5 centimetres or just under 33.5 inches high. The main thing that can vary on a lot of washers are the depth, so front to back. On this one, if you go into the very back of the machine, then you're looking around 58 centimetres to the front here, or just around 22.75 inches. If you wanted to include the door, so if you wanted to say have it from the very back of the machine to the very front, including the door, then you're looking around 24.5 inches or around 63 centimetres. So it's something I always say, just have a good measure of the space that you've got to make sure it will fit in. Especially if you're going to go for one of the bigger appliances, so one of the larger capacity appliances, just have a measure because some machines are quite deep. When you first turn the machine on, using the dial in the middle here, you'll notice you've got a fantastic LED display. It's something I've commented on quite a few of my videos, that the Siemens appliances, they always look really good, and having the white LED display is very easy to read. Sister company Bosch normally go for a red LED display, and I must say, although it is very good, it's never quite as easy to read as the Siemens white one. So that's a plus point for Siemens so far. I'll just go through some of these programs quickly. I'm not going to spend too long on them, going into them individually. But I suppose the first thing to comment is that just have a look to see how many programs you can actually put a full load in. On quite a few machines you'd be surprised as to how few you can put a full load. But things like the cotton, that's probably one of the main programs. I know a lot of people are looking at this going 3.5 hours to do a wash. That's not always the case, because on these Siemens appliances they will actually adjust the wash time according to the load and also how dirty the clothes are. So although it initially shows at 3.5 hours, then that can easily be reduced if you've got a smaller load in there. Also, you have got an option on here called Vario Speed, and what that will do is that will actually reduce the time by quite a lot. As you see, it's taking it from 3.5 down to 1.5 hours. It will show the capacity that you can put in there, so that's another very, very useful feature, that it is recommending the capacity to put in for each load. And that's very important, because if I was to select the Vario Speed that's on the reduced time and that's at a maximum load of 5 kilograms, and if I was to put a full load in there, then the actual wash time process will take a lot longer than 1.5 hours to complete. So on this machine, so the cotton program, that's a standard one, you've got the Eco 40-60. That's quite an energy efficient wash, so you will find that that is the program that the manufacturers will use to measure things like the water and the electricity consumption. Just to give you an idea, so on that one, so on that program, on the Eco 40-60, if you were to wash a full load, then it will consume around 75 litres of water. And just to give you an idea, if you were to select the cotton program on a similar, say a 40 degree, then you're looking around 98 litres of water that will consume. So although I'm not a huge fan of reading instructions, and if you follow me on YouTube for a while you will know that I'm not a huge fan of reading instructions, just have a look at this. This is a page of the instructions. It's got a like a chart towards the back of the instructions, just shows you the energy consumption, the water consumption for each of the programs. And personally, I think it is really important to have a look at that first, because some people will be selecting these programs not really knowing what it's consuming. But as I say, it can make a huge difference if you were selecting the cotton or the Eco 40 to 60 if you needed to wash at a full load. And just quickly, some of the other programs you've got for some of the standard programs, things like Easy Care, Delicate and Silks. Woolen Program is still a classic that's on there. Something that you have got on these machines, and to be fair, it's on a lot of washing machines, it's not just the Siemens, are that it will only go to a certain temperature. So if you wanted to wash your woolens, then it won't go up to the full temperature of, say, 90 degrees that you will be able to select on the cotton program. Also, spin speed wise, it does go in different increments. So on the Woolen program, then the maximum spin is up to 800, but I'll just show you on the cotton program, because this is where you get almost full control of things like the temperatures and the spin speeds. So as on the spin speed, it starts at 1400, 1200, 800, 6, 4, and then just down to the rinse hold option. So that's really where it will suspend the clothes in the final rinse water at the end of the program. You have also got the option as far as the temperature, so I'll just show you at the top. So it starts at 90, 60, 40, 30, 20, and then cold. So with that temperature, so with the cold, that will just wash in the temperature of the water that's arriving into the machine. Other standard programs, you've got things like the mixed fabrics. Then you've got the rinse and spin option, which always goes down well with people. It's something that not all washing machines have, and especially if you've had it on a previous washer, that's always useful to know. Things like spin and drain on there as well. Drum clean is the next option on here. This is something that goes down really well with customers now. People are a lot more conscious of keeping the appliance clean and well maintained, especially if you've had an issue with a previous washing machine where you've got, say, limescale buildup, or especially if you've got dirt around the inner edge of the seal on the inside. I'll show you that in a moment. But this is something that's really good, the drum clean. As I say, it takes an hour and 10 minutes, so it's a fairly quick wash to do. I'd recommend just doing it on its own. Don't put any clothes in it. There are different detergents or tablets, powders that you can use. I'll sort of pop a link below, because there's others that we recommend that quite a few customers tend to buy now to keep the machine clean. But with the drum clean, then after that you've got the dark wash, shirts and outdoor. With the shirt program, this is quite a good one. If you tend to wash, say, a lot of shirts, blouses, especially if you've got things like kids' uniform to wash, then sometimes if you are washing shirts or blouses, then it can be a pain having to iron them afterwards. But what Siemens have done is they've come with this option. If you combine the shirts program with the less ironing, then what it would do is it actually reduces the spin speed of it. And what that enables you to do is to take the clothes out towards the end of the at the end of the wash, not towards the end of the wash. Clearly you're not going to take them out early. But what it would do is if you take them out at the end of the wash, then when you combine it with the less ironing option, it just really reduces the amount of creasing that you get within the shirts or blouses. So that's again a good option that I have tried before on another Siemens appliance, and it does work really well. With this option, the outdoor, then this is designed to wash all weather or outdoor clothing with different membrane technology and water resistant fabric. The next option on here is the Hygiene Program. This is a good program, especially if you've got family members that suffer with, say, allergies. What it will do is it will actually raise the temperature within the wash slightly quicker than normal, and it will maintain the set temperature for longer than a standard program. Now, I suppose the way a standard program would work is it would gradually heat up the water and then it would wash the clothes, but it doesn't tend to maintain that temperature for a long period, whereas this program, it will maintain the temperature for a lot longer to try and kill any allergies or bugs or anything that are within the clothes. So again, if you've got allergy sufferers, then that could be a really good program for you. That has a maximum temperature of 60 degrees, so you can't go up to 90 on that one. The next option, the Rapid 15 and 30, is always a popular one. Siemens have had this on their appliances for years now, and this is one of the main reasons that people tend to go for these kind of appliances. And these are a very, very quick wash, and you will find that if you were to select this program, so it's a 30-minute program, you've got the option to shorten it down to 15 minutes as well. So on the 15-minute program is a maximum of 2 kilograms, and then as you go to the 30-minute program, then that's a maximum load of up to 4 kilograms. Now, I do always say to people, don't be under the impression that it would be a full wash in 15 or 30 minutes. This is good as a freshen up program. Some brands, I suppose rival brands, are insistent on offering super quick programs that you can wash in around half an hour. Personally, I'm not a huge fan because, first of all, I think the water and electricity consumption on some of those rival brands are not that great if you're comparing those. Also, the actual wash performance isn't that great either. If you're washing a full load within half an hour, it's never going to be as good as if you're washing, say, around a couple of hours. Also, if you're doing quick washes all the time, it's not going to maintain the washing machine that well as if you're doing the longer programs, as we normally recommend. So I've pretty much covered the range of programs that are on offer. I'll just put it round to the cotton program because I want to show you this. This is something called stains. You will see on the front here you've got something called stain removal system. This hasn't been on all Siemens washing machines, it's mainly on the higher end machines, and this is, because this is the IQ 500 range, then this is getting towards the top of the range that Siemens offer. But with the stains button, then if you press that, then you'll see different symbols will appear. Now this can depend on what stains you've actually got on your clothes. So the first one, that's blood, and what you'll find is that if you've, say, cut yourself and if you've got blood on a shirt, then you want to get that out as soon as you can. And what we normally recommend you to do is to pop it in the machine, select one of these options, and then put the washer on, and it should get rid of the stain for you. So the first one you got is blood. The next one on there is grass stains. That could be things like mud as well. So if you've got kids playing, say, rugby or football, then this could be a really good option for you. The next one on there, that's the red wine. So there's nothing worse, and I've done it myself, where I've spilt red wine on a shirt, and sometimes if you don't try and get it out straight away, then it can stain it permanently. And then the final one is the grease and oil. And what you'll find is that it doesn't necessarily increase the time of the wash too much. As you see, it still says 3 hours 29, but it will just wash in a different way. You've got a couple of other different options on here. I've pretty much covered the less ironing. Pre-wash is quite standard on washing machines. Not many people tend to use that now. That's mainly if you've got, say, really dirty washing or things like rugby and football kits. Water and rinse plus, when you enable that, then that will just increase the wash time slightly. But again, that's good if you've got allergy sufferers in the house, where you need to increase the amount of water it consumes. You've got the ready in, so that's a time delay option. Vario speed I've already covered, and then you've got the start and reload option at the end as well. To open the door, it's nice and easy. You've just got a recess that's within the door itself. You just pull that, and I'll just show you that. It's just down the side. Something again that Siemens always do is they've used metal hinges and door catches. Something I always point out, because a lot of manufacturers are tending to go to plastic hinges and door catches, and it doesn't help because over time they do break. You have got an LED light in the machine, so when it comes to getting the clothes in and out, it can make life a little bit easier. Because it's a really big drum in here, this is the 9 kilogram machine, and again, if you're going for some of the bigger machine load sizes, then that could be even more beneficial for you. At the bottom right here, you've got access to the pump filter behind here. So if you do get, say, a blockage at all, if you get an error code on the top, then normally it's a case that clearly you need to get all the water out of the machine, and the way to do that on this is quite easy. You just take the pipe out, pull the plug out, and just have a bowl or a tray underneath. So that's really good. And then if you do have an error code, it's normally where something's caught within the filter or the pump, and once the machine is fully empty of water, then just rotate that anti-clockwise, undo that, and then you've got access behind there. So again, Siemens have done that for years, and it always works a treat. I'll just quickly show you around the back of the washer. If you're installing it yourself, then just make sure you take out the transit bolts. So you've got the 4 transit bolts here. That is really important to take out. If you don't, then it won't be covered under the manufacturer's warranty. At this time of recording, this actually comes with a 5-year warranty. Just check out to see the current promotions, because Siemens will vary it from time to time. You've got the waste outlet at the top left, you've got the water inlet at the top right, and you do get a new hose here, so you do get that with the appliance anyway. And then you've got the mains connection at the bottom left. I mentioned earlier about the energy efficiency on the machine. As I say, this is part of the new super energy efficient machines that Siemens are offering. This is the energy label, and just proving that it's an A rating. So energy wise, as far as the electricity, that's almost as good as it gets. I always recommend having a look at some of the numbers on here, things like the water consumption and the amount of energy that they consume. Because what you can find sometimes, by spending a little bit more going for something like this appliance, you can save money in the long run. Hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Siemens WG44G209GB washing machine. All I'd normally say is please subscribe to my YouTube channel, just give us a quick thumbs up. If you've got any comments on the video, whether it's good or bad, let me know, I'd always appreciate the feedback. If you have got any questions on it, I've got one on display here, then fire away, just pop it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.